This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
The Tuskegee Syphilis Study violated all basic ethical principles of research: beneficence, respect for persons, and justice. The first basic ethical research principle introduced in the Belmont report is beneficence. Beneficence is defined as the ethical treatment of people by protecting them from harm while securing the person's well-being and respecting their decisions. It can be summarized in two rules: do not harm and maximize possible benefits and minimize possible harms. The Tuskegee Syphilis Study violated this principle as the people included were not protected or respected. Firstly, they did not get enough information about their condition, the purpose of the study, specific procedures, and possible risks. The subjects were recruited with misleading promises of special free treatment, a spinal tap done without any anesthesia. Moreover, the researchers withheld important information about penicillin that could have helped the subjects. Thus, the researchers failed to protect the subjects from possible risks and inflicted additional harm. The second ethical research principle in the Belmont report is respect for persons. Respect for persons implies that everyone has the right to autonomy, and those whose autonomy is diminished should be protected. This principle was also violated during the Tuskegee study, as the subjects were not treated as autonomous agents capable of and entitled to make their own decisions concerning their treatment and participation in the study. They did not provide their informed consent, which included having full information about the research and fully understanding it. The researchers used their African American subjects' lack of knowledge and socioeconomic vulnerability, but the medical community dismissed this violation. They believed this ethnic group was prone to STDs and allowed racist, unscientific beliefs to cloud their judgment. Thus, the subjects' autonomy was diminished in this study, but they did not receive support and help from the medical community due to racist prejudice. The third ethical research principle provided in the Belmont report is justice. Justice is defined as the equal distribution of benefits and burdens among research participants. According to it, one should not be denied the deserved benefits without good reason or be imposed with some burden unduly. The participants of the Tuskegee study were unjustly treated as they were burdened with the study's risks and repercussions but did not receive available benefits any human being deserved. For example, they received heavy metals therapy, a standard treatment practice in 1932, but were denied penicillin in the 1940s without informing them of this option. The researchers claimed they protected the subjects from possible side effects that were not yet fully studied. It might be true, but they should have informed the subjects of such treatment, explained its essence and possible side effects, and suggested it as an additional option. However, they withheld this information even after the medical community knew it could safely treat syphilis. It became one of the reasons for the death of more than 100 participants from advanced syphilis. Moreover, the researchers and the subjects from a socioeconomically vulnerable group were not equal in this study. The latter lacked the knowledge to demand the deserved benefits, get rid of the undue burdens, or withdraw from the study in case of injustice. Therefore, the principle of justice was also violated in this study. The Tuskegee Syphilis Study was designed to determine the natural course of untreated latent syphilis in some 400 African American men in Tuskegee, Macon County, Alabama. It is impossible to conduct the same study today in an ethical manner, as comprehensive research of untreated syphilis cases would inevitably require a violation of the principles introduced in the Belmont report. First of all, it seems impossible to obtain informed consent for participating in such a study. According to the Belmont report, informed consent includes having information about the study, comprehending it, and voluntarily agreeing to participate in it. The study subjects had a latent form of a disease and were not informed of their condition. Realistically, if a person finds out about such a condition, they would want to get the most effective treatment within the shortest period of time. The researchers must find very compelling arguments for a patient to agree to leave the disease untreated for the time of research, which I cannot imagine. Secondly, the researchers in the original study hesitated to suggest any additional and potentially useful ways of treatment. For example, they withheld information about the positive effect of penicillin in syphilis treatment. They wanted to see the natural course of untreated syphilis and disregarded the subject's deteriorating health and safety. Apart from that, the researchers studied the neurological effects of syphilis, and to do that, they injected spinal tabs without anesthesia. It also violated the principle of beneficence, as they did not mitigate the inflicted pain, though it was possible. Therefore, modern researchers cannot study untreated syphilis without violating basic ethical principles. This essay on violation of basic ethical principles in the Tuskegee Syphilis Study was written and submitted by a student just like you. The IVPanda Samples database hosts thousands of works similar to this one, on various subjects. Visit ivpanda.com to find what you are looking for, free of charge.